I suggest you all burst your bubbles and find out what remains. If all your bubbles are burst, and you've got no more bubbles, no names, no games, who will you be without a bubble? Inevitably, all bubbles burst. Time to pop a bubble. Makes sense? Yeah. So what's the point? How did you get to the point where you got your bubble? You have to understand the bubble. If you understand the bubble, you can always give the bubble with the bubble once. You give the bubble with the bubble once, the bubble once more. Once the bubble finds out that you can't normally get what you want from other bubbles unless they give you that, the bubble starts to realize something. If I don't give a bubble what the bubble wants, the bubble won't want me. So, how do you get the bubble to want you? You give the bubble what it wants, and then it wants you. Because, how are you controlling the bubble? By giving it what it can't have. By giving it what it can only get when it's given. So, by giving, the bubble gets what it wants, and therefore the bubble shapes itself accordingly to always get what it wants. Understanding, then, it's all about the giving. Because in existence, you can never have what you want. It must be given. Until the bubble bursts, which is inevitable. And every single moment, somebody dies and the bubble bursts. And suddenly, they understand everything, and just as quickly as they do, immediately builds another bubble. We all live in Bubblaria. We all have a disease called Bubblaria. And we keep on bubbling. Blah, 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 bubbling. Does it make a difference to anything? Not a thing. So, is there any meaning or reason or purpose in anything? Only that which you give it. And that never lasts, because it's a bubble in the first place. It was never real. It was just a bubble. But it was as real as you made it. So, are we going to keep on blowing bubbles? Forming bubbles, shaping bubbles? What are we going to do? I'm quite sure that future will tell. Watch the bubbles burst. Whether it's the money bubble, whether it's the property bubble, whether it's the government bubble, whether it is the new world order bubble, whether it's the family bubble, whether it's the education bubble, no matter what you call the bubble. I mean, they all burst. Just look at how many times there's been a revolution where a bubble changed into another bubble. I mean, that happens all the time. And then you have the ultimate interesting bubble. That bubble is a fascinating bubble because that bubble gives you power over all the other bubbles. What bubble is that again? Bubble of choice. Because I have choice, so I have the right to be this bubble. And I mean, and I have my choice is power over you because you can't change me as this bubble with choice. But I mean, what happens to your choice when your bubble of choice burst? Was it real in any way? It was just a bubble. A bubble that you try to enforce on other bubbles to try and tell them the way you want them to be and the way you want you to be. And then you have the ultimate trip of a bubble. I mean, you see, I will be my bubble and you can be your bubble, and let's bubble together so nicely. I mean, you don't question me as my bubble, I won't question you as your bubble, because you have choice and I have choice. So let's all just be happy bubbles. I mean, that's a happy bubble thing. I mean, and then you have the love bubble thing. The love bubble is fascinating because that's the one that breaks most, because it's already got a kind of a hole. Because if you have a look at the shape of the love bubble, I mean, it's causing nearly 2 bubbles, but it doesn't want to. It's trying to, but it's already a breakup. It's already breaking. It's already bursting in its shape. The love bubble. It doesn't last forever. I mean, the bubble burst. I haven't found a bubble yet that didn't burst. And I've kept on shaking for eternity. And I've made as many bubbles as you can imagine. And where are they today? Not one is here. They've all burst. And can I find them again? No, because they don't exist.